your bipolar ass.
Do you think I was dyslexic, girl?
That fat black bitch is going on the cover of a magazine.
Leave that alone.
I want the truth.
I want to put the B before the D. Pause all the time. Gabri Sidibe. Gabri Sibide. Gabori Sidibe. That sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Is it Gabori or is it Gabri? Throughout Women's History Month, we celebrate remarkable women who have achieved extraordinary success while still managing various types of neurodivergent conditions, including ADHD, autism, and bipolar disorder. No, I am not saying that Women's History Month is only for neurodivergent individuals. However, I realized the way that I worded this, that's how it sounded. Secondly, this is my opinion.
You need to leave.
And I asked ChatGPT to back it up, and it did. Boom, what you got, huh? Some of these women have openly shared their diagnosis, while others have clearly displayed characteristics that might strongly suggest some neurodivergent traits. Their personal stories continue to offer much more valuable insight into the complex intersections of achievement and neurodiversity. Let's explore the fascinating journeys of each of these women and how their unique perspectives have shaped their many contributions to society. Number 15, Michaela Cole.
I'm crazy, so I attract a lot of crazy people.
She's a writer and actress, and she's also the creator of I May Destroy You, which is a good show. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. She has spoken about feeling like an outsider and struggling with social interactions.
I like to write around the clock. I need to be in a place where there's no distractions, so no one to talk to, and then I can write, yeah.
Her ability to hyperfocus on storytelling is a huge neurodivergent trait. All right, really quickly, let's explain what hyperfocusing is because it comes up a lot in this video. So hyperfocus is basically a state of intense, almost overwhelming focus on a specific task or activity, and you exclude everything else. You forget to eat. Your focus is this task. A lot of times this is associated with ADHD and other conditions. Fans and experts suspect that she has both ADHD and autistic traits due to her deep emotional processing.
I realized that the only thing I could possibly be afraid of is myself. So then it makes me confront the parts of myself that I'm a little bit scared of. And often those are things like my flaws, the parts of myself that I don't want to deal with, that I don't want to face, my capacity to be a horrible person, to treat other people poorly. I have to engage with all these parts of myself whilst I write these characters. And I don't really know why I have to do that, but I have to do that. And I have to discover those parts of myself, then love those parts of myself, because I'm about to write characters that might not do always heroic things, characters that do really horrible things. And I have to find the part of me that is able to love those parts. And if all these characters are coming from my mind, I have to find some sort of way of having, as you introduced to our conversation, empathy.
Wow.
Number 14, Janelle Monáe, a musician, actress, and futurist. If you have not seen her in Glass Onion, please check that film out. Amazing, impeccable. Janelle Monáe possesses a strong need for structure and routine, which is a common trait in autistic people.
If things didn't go exactly how I planned in my head, throw it all away, you know, whether it was a performance. And looking back, I'm like, that was such a beautiful, amazing performance, but I couldn't see it then because I had already structured what I wanted it to be. I wasn't allowing the moment to have that surprise. And I think that's what I'm on now. Like, I'm like, and my fear was always messing up publicly.
She's spoken about feeling socially different and preferring solitude.
I used to hide in the bathroom because I didn't think anybody would come to my party.
Oh, that's abandonment issues.
I know. I was dealing with it then.
Her futuristic, highly detailed world building in her music and visuals scream hyperfocus.
What if there was this Black woman? She was a memory keeper of this city. She knew all of the people's memories before they were cleaned, before their identities were wiped clean. And she wants to fall in love. What does that mean when you want to fall in love, but you know everybody's secrets? What if you lived in New York and there was a room that you could go into you didn't even know existed, but when you went into this room, time stopped. So, So you could, it kind of speaks to time poverty in a sense. You know, Black and brown folks, we've been spending our life fighting, right? To be included, all these things. What if you had an opportunity to steal time, to get time back? Would you rest? Would you show the community this place?
Oh my God, your hand is so big. That's her accent.
Is it Gabori or is it Gabri?
So I'm Senegalese, and so my name is pronounced Gabore Sidibe, but you're American, so I'll let you say Gabore Sidibe.
Number 13.
Gabore Sidibe.
She's an actress, a director, and an author. She's openly talked about her anxiety and her obsessive thinking patterns. She navigates body image struggles in a way many neurodivergent people can relate to.
Andre Leon Talley loves you and wants to put you on the cover of Vogue. I go over to Lee's house. He's on speakerphone with Andre, and I can hear it. I press my ear up to the door, and I hear Andre say, "That fat black bitch is going on the cover of a magazine." And it was like, oh, I'm gonna be both. I'm gonna be an ink spot and I'm gonna be an actress at the same time. No. I just wanted the other thing. I just wanted, no, I'm not that anymore. I'm not. But I was, and I am still. He was a stranger offering to put me on the magazine, but he was still a stranger. And so him calling me any of the things that I survived being called in elementary and survived being called in junior high and high school, because after high school, the world was normal. Here I am now in Hollywood, and now it's okay to say it again. How many women he's put on the magazine that look the furthest from him? And here I am, I look like him. Can I be offended by him wanting to put me on the magazine because I look like him? Is this the closest he'll ever be to being on this magazine? How many times has he been called a big fat bitch, a big fat black bitch? And whatever I thought the photo shoot would be and whatever I thought the cover would look like was pop, because I still had to be what they say. I've gone through real periods where I hated my body. I hated it. It felt like an enemy. You know what I did? What happened for me is I just started loving my body out loud. I started, when I was in the shower, I would say, "Thank you, body, for getting me through the day. Thank you for carrying me. Thank you for not failing me. Thank you." And that trained me to love it and be appreciative of what I have.
Her ability to break down and analyze emotions in acting is often linked to neurodivergence.
She's made fun of away from home. There was no rest and no safety for her. And I think that I was able to connect to that. I understood hurt on a very human level that I think we all can. We can all empathize with pain in a way. And so all I had to do was sort of center in on that pain and remember the things that were painful for me and just give it to this character.
And you had that smirk on your face, bitch? Now smile about that. Smile about that, you fat bitch.
You know what? I think about all the things that I hate about myself that somebody else told me to hate. Like when I was like 12 years old, and this girl in my junior high, she put her hand next to my hand on the desk and was like, "Oh my God, your hand is like a monster. Your hand is like my hand's mom." And then so what I did at 13 years old is I started to hate my hand because a 13-year-old girl told me to hate my hand. If you just take a step back from the things that bother you and figure out if they really bother you or if they bother somebody else. If somebody told you. People think that I don't know what I look like, or I was reading internet comments about my body, and then I would go and read internet comments about Quentin Aaron. Quentin Aaron was in The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock. We have to be around the same size, if him not more. And all of his comments was like, "Oh, he's so handsome. Oh, I just love a big teddy bear." And, "Oh, damn, I love a big man." But my comments were like, "Why is she so big? She's an oil stain, she's a whale, a gorilla." And I was like, is really the difference is that I don't have a penis? Is it because I'm a woman? Because I'm a woman, my body for some reason is up for discussion? Is it? What if I said no? You're not allowed to talk about my body. For the same reason I'm not allowed to talk about your parents or your marriage or any of that. Just because you can see it doesn't mean it's any of your business. And I don't know why it bothers you that it doesn't bother me. But you need to chill. I got so mad, you guys.
Okay, yeah. But I think I'm gonna take a break from playing for a while.
Number 12, Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka is a tennis champion and a mental health advocate. She's talked about struggling with social interactions and anxiety.
I was very stressed out all the time, so I would wear headphones everywhere. You might have seen me wear headphones everywhere.
She's spoken about having a strong preference for routines, which is a huge autistic trait. She withdrew from press conferences and tournaments to prioritize her mental health.
There was just a point where I thought to myself, why? You know? And not in a negative way, but like if I am feeling this way, why would I keep pushing through it when I can kind of confront it and fix it and then continue on my journey?
Number 11, Solange Knowles. She's a musician, an artist, and an activist.
So much of my work is about world making. As a young girl, I felt this sense of absence of home. The early years was spent in tour buses and venues. These spaces became my home. A lot of my work is about creating universes. I create cities on stage.
She was diagnosed with ADHD twice because doctors thought the first time was a mistake. Her deep creativity and ability to hyperfocus align with ADHD traits. She has spoken about struggling with overstimulation, which is a common neurodivergent experience. Number 10, Tiffany Haddish.
The brain is an amazing thing, and when you care about something and when you want to not be outed or not to look stupid or not to be, made fun of, you will memorize and do whatever it takes to survive. In drama class, when there would be monologues or things that you had to do, I would always go up to the girls that I thought was the smartest. I would go up to them and ask them to read it, like, how would you act this out? I want to try to be like you. And they would show me, and then I would memorize it and I would do it. But she handed something to me right then. Tiffany, do this right now. And I was like, I gotta pee. And she was like, can you read? I was like, ain't none of your business what I can do. She was like, read to me right now. No, you're gonna read to me right now. During lunch, I had to come to read to her every day for a whole semester, and I caught on super quick.
Tiffany Haddish is a comedian, an actress, and an author. Tiffany struggled in school due to misunderstood learning differences.
Yeah, sometimes they would have you read things out loud, so then you cut up in class, you make noise, you whatever, get sent to the dean's office, right? So then you don't have to read, or you, like if I knew that we had these chapters to do or whatever beforehand, then I would be like, which guy has a great voice? So then I would find a dude in school that got like a nice deep voice. I love your voice, could you read this to me? And like every word that he said, I would memorize. And then, confidence.
Yep.
Confidence is everything where they think they on the wrong paragraph. At that point in time in my life, I took things literally. If everybody's telling you you're stupid, my stepdad, my mom, grandma, everybody would say, you're so stupid. So I believed I was stupid. I can't do these things because I'm stupid. And then it turns out, like, once I turned 18, I realized I was at work, working at the airlines, and this girl's like, girl, you so stupid. And at that point, I was like tired of people calling me stupid. I said, call me stupid again. I'll whoop your ass right here at this ticket counter. I don't give a damn. She's like, I wasn't saying you was stupid like dumb. I was saying you funny. And I was like, all these years that people been telling me I'm funny, but they didn't say funny. They just said you stupid. And so I learned a lesson from that.
She has sensory processing issues and don't like people being too close to her. Her comedy style is brutally honest and unfiltered, a classic neurodivergent trait.
I know I can beat her.
You know you can be. Very confident.
I'm very confident.
You say it so easily. Why?
Because I believe it.
Cut right here, if you don't mind. And let me tell you what she said it with so much confidence the first time. But if you keep going on and on,
Listen, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want...
You got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing when your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You're dealing with a little black kid, and let her be a kid. She done answered it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
Number 9, Venus Williams. Venus's impressive tennis career includes 7 Grand Slam single titles, 4 Olympic gold medals, and 49 WTA singles titles.
I know every single person asking me a question can't play as well as I can and never will, so no matter what you say or what you write, you'll never let it handle to me.
While Sjogren's is an autoimmune disorder, Venus has discussed struggles with fatigue and focus. Many athletes with hyperfocus routines and sensory challenges have been linked to neurodivergence.
Athletes live very unbalanced lives. And for me, that having a moment alone and be watching, like, I don't know, something silly, just for like an hour, half an hour, and that kind of balances me out. It's a silly, simple thing, but then it helps me get ready for the next day. That's my prep for the next day.
Because I had to go to the event by myself, which awkward black girls don't like to do.
Number 8, Issa Rae. She's a writer, producer, actress, and she's the creator of Insecure. I know we've all seen Insecure.
Hey, Mary, bitch. You looking real clean. You looking real bad. Looking like a queen. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you, but I got it. Don't you go nowhere, Mary, bitch. Where I'ma go?
Speaking of Insecure, if you're not feeling too insecure, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I know that was kind of corny, but let's keep it moving. Issa Rae has spoken about being socially awkward and overanalyzing interactions. I know I overanalyze the hell out of interactions that I have with people. Let me know if you can relate to that in the comments also.
Whenever I get writer's block, I do like to just watch other people's processes, because that helps me. Like when I hear about other people procrastinating, like other writers, you know, waiting to the last minute to do stuff, it just makes me feel better and not as useless. Because you just want the company. You want to know that other people are, you know, trash too.
Most of Issa's writing reflects on her experiences of feeling socially awkward. She structures her stories in a very methodical, almost autistic way. Her ability to hyper-focus on her projects suggests neurodiverse tendencies.
What you talking about, Willis?
Pass. Just pass. I can't.
Number 7, Raven Simone. She's an actress, singer, and a former child star. Raven is described struggling with social interactions and the need for a routine. Her ability to mimic voices and expressions is common in autistic individuals.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That tubby Tyler will be picking apple seeds out of his teeth for a week.
7 whole days waiting out a word from you.
Hey, girl!
Give me some, not just about.
Well, you don't say. She likes to do voices too. That's great. She is hyper-fixated on specific topics throughout her career.
Telling you all it all falls down. Yo.
Number 6, L Boogie, Lauryn Hill. She's a singer, a rapper, a songwriter, and also that lady who's always late to her damn concert.
I just told you why I'm late. Every day is a different day. Every day I'm dealing with different issues. And I still pull myself up to come and do this performance and try to be on stage. Some days, it takes more than others. Some days, because I'm not a machine, a robot. I'm not. I would never force anything on you. You can't force anything on me. Life happens.
We ain't talking about that right now, because this is Women's History Month, so we're gonna give her props.
I appreciate the freedom.
Lady Lauren has spoken about struggling with perfectionism and burnout, which might explain why we've only gotten one album from Ms. Hill. She's highly passionate and hyper-focused on her work. She has withdrawn from the public eye for long periods, which many neurodiverse people do to recharge.
How do you keep going, especially when you need a mental health break?
Biles later tweeted, I have ADHD. I've taken medicine for it since I was a kid. Please know I believe in clean sport, have always followed the rules.
Number 5, Simone Biles, aka the gymnastic GOAT and a mental health advocate. Simone has confirmed her ADHD diagnosis when her medical records were leaked. That's some nasty work. She's hyper-focused in a way that allows her to dominate gymnastics. She stepped away from the Olympics to prioritize her mental health, sparking global discussions.
Simone Biles is refusing to let the breach throw her off balance. Here's her tweet. Having ADHD and taking medicine for it is nothing to be ashamed of.
Welcome back, Simone Biles. It is so great to see you compete again.
You are such a wise person. You really are. Ever since I met you, you tap into things so well. Yeah.
Number 4.
Erykah Badu, also known as Badula Oblongata, also known as Cerebellum, also known as She Ill, also known as Manfela Maria Mexico.
Erykah Badu, musician, actress, holistic healer, doula, rapper, DJ, multi-hyphenated. She's spoken about feeling different and being extremely sensitive to energy.
Do you stay away from people because you are such a sponge for energy? Like, because you feel so much?
Probably. Probably. I'm figuring that out. Why I do that.
Even now? Like, even
why I stay away from people?
Yeah, I'm saying you're still figuring it out. Why?
I'm sure there's more, you know. I've peeled back a couple of layers, some more layers to peel back. Yeah, I do know who I am. That's why I know I don't know things.
Ooh, word.
The man that knows something.
Knows nothing.
Knows that he knows something. That's how I want to know. Yeah. I know I didn't know shit then.
Did you always know you was a healer?
Learn.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes, kind of. Kind of, sort of. The way people respond and animals and things. Just like the way I nurture rocks, or a plain old rock means a lot to me. I guess for the sake of words, healer would be that word.
Her unique style and speech pattern resemble autistic traits. She's very structured in how she approaches creativity and performance.
You in danger, girl.
Number 3, Whoopi Goldberg. She's an actress, an EGOT winner, and a talk show host. Whoopi Goldberg has dyslexia, which is a neurodivergent learning disability.
I didn't understand how they didn't see that I was smart. I just couldn't figure things the way they were doing it. My mom, you know, she would say to me, you know, Karen, I know you get this because if I tell you, you understand it. I don't know what it is you have or don't have, but it's not something that's gonna freak me out. As far as we can tell, nobody else has it but me.
She struggled in school, but thrived in storytelling and acting.
Since I was born, I've always known I wanted to pretend to put myself in other time periods, to be able to pretend to be another species. I mean, that stuff to me is interesting and it helps my mind expand.
Yeah. She has been open about adapting to her challenges in Hollywood.
My brain sees and puts information in my head differently. Sometimes more interestingly, I think, than if I saw like everyone else. I think the challenge will always be how we see ourselves. Not as folks with a handicap, but folks with an interesting perspective.
Fuck your bipolar ass.
Now this one right here, this is the main reason why I made this video, because in the last one, and if you haven't checked that one out yet, then please go back and make sure you watch this video. I made this video because I was like, how could I leave off the mother of Black Hollywood? And that's number 2, Jennifer Lewis.
They used to have a call board that said who got the show and who didn't. And all the kids would be all, crowded around where they knew when the list was gonna go up. I just passed by there, I knew my name was up there. I'm like, why? Bitch, I know they gonna put me in the play. And they did. And that power of my dream, that focus, that determination, nothing was gonna stop me.
She's an actress, and as I said, she's the mother of Black Hollywood. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in her 30s.
Guys, I didn't know I was bipolar. When I was a little girl, it was, here comes Crazy Jenny. And I was happy to have a word before my name. I was crazy, here come Crazy Jenny. And it didn't do anything to me. I always made people laugh. I would entertaining. Here's how it started, okay? 5 years old, I sang my first solo in church. The reaction of the congregation was like a tsunami of love that came and washed over my little body. I was an entertainer. People standing up and screaming. This wasn't a shouting church, But people were up and screaming. I saw my mother over there crying. It was amazing. It was an amazing moment. I discovered with the mania from the bipolar disorder, I became an alpha wolf. I was the leader. I was never a follower. I led the kids in the neighborhood. I could lead them straight to hell, they'd go. They'd follow my crazy ass. Because I was loud. That's part of the mania, being loud and over the top. I've always been like this.
She is a huge advocate for therapy and mental health treatment. Despite her struggles, she has thrived as an iconic actress and performer. Let me know in the comments if you happen to know when Jackie Washington Day is. Hey, Play Mama.
Play Mama? Oh, well, we had our real mamas and then we had our Play Mamas. Miss Crooms was my Play Mama. Hi, Play Mama. Hey, Play Mama. Yeah, I was over the top and crazy, but I was smart. And I had common sense. I was a natural. I knew I was special. But when I was a kid, shit, I was a queen. I ruled. If the aliens had landed, they would have come to me and said, bitch, you are the leader. Can we talk to you?
You did what?
Number 1, drum roll please. Halle Berry. She's an actress, Academy Award winner, and a businesswoman. She has been rumored to have ADHD, though she hasn't confirmed it.
I had to work really hard to be accepted. I was in an environment that there was not many like me, so I had to work really hard. So I would give myself miss everything because I worked so hard. Like, you have no idea how hard I worked. I was president of my class. I was editor of the paper. I was cheerleader, mascot, played the flute, first chair in the band. Like, I was all the things because I had to prove that I was good enough because I felt so less than.
She has spoken about struggling with focus and her impulsivity.
So all of a sudden, one day I decided to cut all of my hair off, and that's where that pixie cut came from. And the first audition after cutting that hair, I got my first acting job.
Despite these challenges, she's become one of Hollywood's most successful actresses.
She made history in 2002 as the first Black woman to win a Best Actress Oscar ever.
Halle Berry.
Oh my God.
And that's the list. These women have been out here breaking barriers, changing industries, and making history, all while navigating neurodivergence. Now again, some have confirmed their diagnosis, while others just give off that really strong neurodivergent vibe. Either way, they remind us that being different doesn't mean being less. It means having a unique way of seeing the world. Let me know in the comments below if any of these surprised you. And are there any other neurodivergent Black women I should have included? Don't forget to do those things that everybody asks you for. You've made it this far, so please, it would mean so much to me if you just hit that like button, subscribe to this video if you'd like to see more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces! A very methodical way. Did I say that word right?
I told Brand, you know, I don't care nothing about your little young international stardom ass. Sing, bitch. When you went with Jennifer Lewis.